Okay, if you guys didn't get your notes back from the other day, it probably means you didn't turn them in. Just saying. All right. All right, why is this not big? There we go. All right, let's get started. Today is pretty easy. Again, mostly what you're doing is you're learning a geometric concept and then you're using algebra to solve. So those of you that are not good at solving equations, just ask for help. But all of these algebra, all these geometry concepts kind of just tie together. All right, so let's use some spring colors here. Springy. I don't think spring's official yet. All right, so parts of an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangles have two congruent sides. Those are called the legs. So in this picture, AB would be congruent to BC. It's marked by these little lines that shows that they are congruent. All right. The angle where the legs intersect is called the vertex angle. So that's going to be angle 1. You could put this little line on the angle if it helps you realize it's not a less than sign. All right. The side opposite the vertex angle is called your base. So that would be AC in this case. And the angles along the base are called the base angles. So this would be angle 2 and angle 3. Now, this was on that Quizlet we did the other day. It had a picture with the two base angles colored in. Basically, what that means is if, so here's our conjecture, if AB is congruent to BC, then angle A is congruent to angle C. So what that says is if we have two congruent sides, we're going to have two congruent base angles. Pretty simple. You already kind of know that. So the converse of that, remember, converse just means to reverse that. So if I tell you that angle A is congruent to angle C, then that means the segments are congruent. Yeah? You are? Why? Oh, you're still going to be away. Okay. If I get it together before then, I'll let you know. I have the plan in my head. They will. All right. So basically, we just apply that knowledge. You don't really have to memorize these rules. It's pretty self-explanatory of what isosceles is. So we'll just go through some of these together. This first triangle, it tells us that those sides are congruent, which means those base angles will be congruent. So now angle J is going to be 68 degrees. 180 minus 68 times 2 is 44. Good. Okay. Oh, you're already, yeah. Yep, excellent. Yep. Okay, so for number 2, it gives us the vertex angle. We need to find the base angles. Easiest way to do that would be 180 minus 106. That's going to be 74. And then we divide 74 by 2. Good job. So it's just thinking, not hard math, just thinking. All right. Number 3, it tells us that X and Z are 77 degrees. So Y is going to be 180 minus 77 times 2, which is 26. And then YZ is going to be 12 because they're the same. So nice and easy. Now we get a little bit more algebraic down here. It is easy. I honestly could teach these first 4 days all in one day and then just practice, but I make it easy on you guys. They give us time to do it each day. So, all right. So now we won't do all these, but we'll get into algebra. Number 4, those base angles are going to be congruent to each other. And then we can go ahead and solve for x. X equals 13. They asked us to solve for x. They may ask you on the back to solve for the angles. 5 times 13 plus 9 would be 74. 8 times 13 minus 30 would also be 74. So you can always check on a test. I suggest you guys take the time to check it, but on a worksheet, you'll probably know if you're right or wrong. Okay, so number 5, set them equal. We don't need to complete that one. Number 6, set them equal. We don't need to complete that one. Number 7, set them equal. You guys know how to do that. I'll let you practice that on your own. Okay. If we turn over, this is what some of you didn't like yesterday, the words. However, the words are just simply a picture. So we've got triangle RST. These actually give you the words, so it's easy. Okay, so it says RT is congruent to ST. So these are the two congruent sides. It tells us angle R. It gives us angle S. We know those two are congruent. And it gives us T. So this one's going to require just a little bit of work. First thing we're going to do is set R equal to S. Excuse me. 9x plus 2 is equal to 13x minus 18. If we solve that quickly, we get x equals 5. Okay, so then we're going to plug x equals 5 into all 3 of these. For angle R, 9 times 5 is 45 plus 2 is 47. For angle S, 13 times 5 minus 18 is also 47. And then to get the vertex angle.
Okay, we are ready for our next group of clubs for club photos. If you are an FCA, FCCLA, FFA, or the French Club, please come down to the first floor, go up the drama hallway, and come to the tennis courts. FCA, FCCLA, FFA, and French.
French. Oh, goodness. All right, so I don't think we need to do the other ones. You guys can do those as well. Let's move on to equilateral. So equilateral, a triangle is equilateral if and only if, so there's no if and then here, it is equal angular. So we can say that forwards and backwards. A triangle is equal angular if and only if it's equilateral. So we know that equilateral is going to look like that. Equal angular is going to look like that. This is also called regular when you're equal angular or equilateral. So what this says is if angle A is equal to B is equal to C, then that means our sides will be equal to each other. And then it says if our sides are equal, then our angles are going to be equal. Again, like I think Lane said, this is real easy stuff. Starting tomorrow, we'll add in congruence, and then next week we'll start our proofs. Now, all of these rules kind of come into play with your proofs because you have to know what's what and why. All right, so number 11, Real easy. It asks us angle C. Well, we know in an equilateral triangle, they're all going to be 60. So we can actually fill that in right here. Dennis. Okay. And then we know that the equilateral, so these are all going to be 9 feet. No math required, just vocabulary. And then the last one, simply, you know that this is going to be equal to 60 degrees because all 3 angles are going to be 60 because it's equilateral. Just like this one, they're all 60, 66. It's always 60 when it's equilateral. Okay, so to solve for x, we could do 7x minus 3 equals 60. So we're going to get x equals 9. Now the sides, there's 3 different sides. You can choose any 2 you want and set them equal to each other. So 9y plus 1 equals 11y minus 23. And you guys were doing this the other day as well. You were just setting them equal. So we get y equals 12. Again, they might ask you for side lengths. You could plug them back in. Yeah, we're going to go outside. Any questions on those 2? Nope. All right. So let's go ahead and I'll get you guys your worksheets.
Wait, I didn't get
12. You may. That's fine. Just give me a minute to get my stuff together. Okay. Oh, I gotta stop recording. Are you gonna need calculators? You can use your phone calculator, but if you like the yellow one better, I would use that. I've got a sheet for you.